Welcome to the Masculine Code Podcast. My name is Jim Vance. I'm your host. I am so glad to be here in 2025. This is my first podcast of 2025, and my plan is to make this a way more regular occurrence. Um, had a nice holiday. We've had a great start to the year. Me and my wife have been absolutely crushing it in business and crushing it in life and relationships and so on and so forth. So just super excited to bring this fire to you and bring this fire to the world. I'm going to bring in a lot more guests this year. That's my goal. I've already propositioned about 5 or 6 guys that are coaches or leaders, mentors to join me on the podcast, and they're all about it. So I'm excited to get them on here, and I'll be coming over the next few weeks. But until then, you get to hear my lovely voice, and I had something on my heart, something that I've been thinking a lot about over the last 2 months or so. Put a lot of effort into and thought process and research and just really my own personal experience with clients, personal experience as a man. And I really want to talk about why men struggle, like elite performers, high performing men struggle asking for help. Like they struggle looking for better. They struggle seeking out mentorship. And it's always been a question because I know I went for a long time doing a lot of my work on my own till I got to a point where I could no longer grow myself because I didn't know any different. I didn't know any better. So I had to have mentors in my world to take me to another level. And so as I started to coach men, I started to see a very common trend that a lot of men are scared to to ask for help. A lot of men are cautious about looking for evidence or looking for answers from other people. And so I just started doing a lot of research about this of psychology and masculine dynamics, all these kind of things. And I really kind of broke it down into like 5 or 6 different things as to why. And I think probably the biggest one to start, and I'll start here just for my own perception. It's they have a distrust of outsiders. Like men by nature, and I say a lot of men. I'm going to speak for myself. Myself, by nature, I don't trust easily other people because it's a big barrier for me. I've been let down, I've been hurt, I've been crushed by so many people in this world that it's hard for me to allow somebody else into my world. And this was my excuse forever. So I dealt with a lot of my shit by myself because I was scared to let other people look at my shit. I didn't trust them. I didn't trust that they could see what was actually going on. I mean, I didn't trust that somebody could understand me. Honestly, that's the truth. Like I didn't know how I could invite a mentor in or a coach into my world and them get an actual picture of who I was at the soul level. Yeah, get a picture of who I was at the core. Um, and I worried that too that a lot of people and mentors that I looked at and I learned from and I grew from in the beginning, I thought that they didn't have the specific knowledge or experience that I needed for me. And so I would cast judgments and dispersions onto coaches or mentors because I didn't trust them. And the reality was is I didn't trust myself. Like I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust my picker. I had picked so many bad people. I had picked so many bad experiences. I had picked so many people that fucked me over that I was scared to pick again. Not because of the people, but because of myself. I had already chosen so many bad scenarios in my world that created bad negative experiences for me. So I wanted to get to a place where I felt more in my power. I felt more in alignment with my choices. And that means that you got to make more choices. That's the key. Like you don't get past distrust by staying isolated. You get past distrust by making choices to open yourself up to trust again. And the first person you got to trust is yourself. And so I had to go through this process of learning to trust myself, learning that, yeah, I chose some bad circumstances. Chose some bad people. Some people fucked me over. Some people put me in bad spots. And I allowed that. And I chose that for myself. I had to learn from that. I didn't have to isolate myself for the rest of my life because I made one bad choice or three bad choices or I allowed this bad person into my world. I had to say, why did I allow that? What can I learn from that? If I see this next time, how am I going to move? And the more I got in alignment with those things, the easier it was for me to make choices to trust other people again because I trusted myself to pick better for me, pick better for my circumstances, pick better for my life, for my family, for everything that I was choosing. I got more confident in what I was picking, right? So that's the first one, distrust. I think that's a big one. I think the second part that men fall into, and this is a common masculine frame, is uh, I'll figure it out. That's the common masculine frame. I catch myself saying it all the time. I'll figure it out. I got to figure this out. I got to figure it out. Like, many high performers take immense pride in their self reliance and the ability to succeed through their own grit and determination. And I think that's a superpower. Absolutely 1000%. And also, I think there's room for growth. It's easy to say, I got it all, but it's hard to solve the problems of your life with the same brain that created the problem. It really is. Because the brain that you are operating from is what's creating the circumstances that you have in your world. And if the circumstances in your world are fucked up, it's hard to solve those problems with the same brain that fucked you over. You might need some perspective. You might need some outside objective common sense. Instead of, I got it. I already got it. I know what to do. I got it. I know what to do. I got it. I hear this shit all the time. I got it. I'll get it. I'll figure it out. I'll do it. I got it. I know what it is. You don't know shit. If you keep choosing over and over and over again the same scenarios that keep giving you the shit that you don't like, then you don't know. You may hear me, you may understand me, but you don't know how to be the person that does the thing differently. Right? And a lot of like elite performers, they're good at one thing, like they're really good. Like high level men, they're probably really fucking good at their health, or they're really good at their business, or they're really good at their relationship, but they're never all good at three. And so they create these scenarios in which in their mind, like, I'm good at business, so I'll figure out the rest. I'm good at health, so I should be able to figure out my relationship. That's the problem is when you get over leveraged in one area of your life and you become super like efficient at it, a lot of times other areas of your life fall apart. And so what I've brought to the men's space is like this balanced life, like the ability to have it all by like accessing your strengths and doubling down and learning through your weaknesses. Because the man that can build a multi-million-dollar business can build a platinum relationship and a platinum body if he takes the same skill sets and applies it to all quadrants of his life. Problem is most men just take those skill sets, apply it to one part of their life, and the rest of their life fucking falls apart. They have it in their mind. They have it all together. I know how to do this. I got it. I made $1 million last year. I should know how to fix my relationship. Not true. So it's good. Like, I understand you got it. Like, in your area, you fucking got it. But in all areas, you might not have it. You might need some help. I think another thing, too, is the fear of, like, exposing your weaknesses. Like, a third thing that I looked at in high-performing men is they were scared to be seen in their, I don't even call it weaknesses. It's like their deficiencies in certain character traits. It's not a weakness as much as it is they've never made a lot of effort to grow certain traits or certain abilities in their life, skill sets. They've gotten really good at something. Usually, I would say a lot of high performing men have gotten really good at their profession or their business or whatever. In their industry, they become fucking top of the line because a lot of men think like who they are is based off of what they do and what they provide, and that gives them value to themselves, and therefore they should be valued by the world. And they they have this strength that's a superpower that they bet on every day and they win every day. But then they go to other areas of their life, whether it's their health, whether it's their relationship, whether it's their spiritual connection with themselves and with God, and the same character traits aren't being accessed. The same skill sets aren't being accessed. And so it's like whatever it is they have in business, they don't take that across the board. And so they've kind of pigeonholed themselves and they're good for one thing. They're good for production. But can you be a good producer, a good relator, and a good uh, a good lover of self? That's what I like. And so and that means you have to expose your weaknesses. Like it's okay to tell the truth about yourself, right? As a man, like we have to fucking live in facts. We got to stop hiding from our darkness. We got to stop hiding from our darkness. Everybody has it. We're all a little fucked up. We're all a little shady. We all have a little shadows here and there. We all have a lot of mess going on inside of us. And I think a lot of times a lot of men fucking get um, dismissive of coaching and mentorship because a lot of the coaches and mentors that they go to, whether it be their preacher, their therapist, their fathers, their best friends, or people on fucking line, like coaches online, that just fucking hide the truth of their life all the time. And all you see is a an Instagram reel of how amazing they are at everything in their world. They never expose their weakness. See, men like a little grit. We like a little dirt under the nails. We want to know you fucking come from some shit because then I can trust you. But a lot of men don't expose their weakness to people that won't expose theirs. And so they try to put on this facade of they got it all together because they don't trust the person that they're talking to, that they don't have their shit together. And so when you come into this space, like if you came into my space, I'm fucking like the most real and honest person. Like I have some shit. I'm a fuck up. I've done a lot of fucked up shit in my life. I've been through a lot of fucked up shit. And I've made it to the other side. I'm in a marriage with and I have 3 teenagers. Every day's crazy and chaotic. And I'm always learning. I'm always growing. I'm in the fucking hand-to-hand combat of life every day. Some days are beautiful, some days are shit shows, and I'm talking about every one of them. It doesn't bother me because of I've learned to embrace my shadows as part of who I am as a man, as part of my growth, as part of what I am to produce and give to this world, and part of how I lead people. Like there is no transformation without truth. Period. Like wherever there's truth, there's God. Wherever there's God, there's an opportunity for transformation. When we hide our shadows, when we hide our bullshit, when we hide our weaknesses, when we hide our insecurities, when we hide, there's no chance for change. There's just not. Because you don't know what to change. You don't know why you need to change. You don't know what it is that is keeping you stuck where you are. And so it's giving yourself this opportunity as a man by being fucking honest with somebody that's fucking honest with you that allows you to see yourself for the first time to realize like who I'm being is not exactly in alignment with who I want to be, who I see myself as, who I know myself to be, how I want to show up to this world, how I want to lead myself, how I want to lead my family, how I want to lead my business, how I want to show up as a full embodiment of the man I am. And so this becomes the thing is you got to get so fucking radically honest with yourself instead of this fucking tiptoeing around the truth all the goddamn time. Like and it's not just you, it's everywhere. I go to fucking church and I see these preachers and these pastors and I know them personally and they're fucking lying to the congregation. They don't admit their bullshit. They lie until they get caught. And then they still lie. Oh, you know, it was just the devil. No, motherfucker, it was your choice. You made a decision in a moment based out of your darkness and your shadows that to make choices that don't align with who you call yourself to be because you don't stand in the truth. You stand on a facade that you want other people to see you as. That's not how we fucking operate at the conscious man life. The conscious man life, we expose ourselves for who we are. In that exposition of who we are, we can then see ourselves for what we're not being. And then in that seeing ourselves for what we're not being, we can transform how we show up to our life and have the things that we desire. But we have to be willing to expose our weaknesses, expose our bullshit, expose the parts of us that we don't want shit to see because we're scared of everybody's fucking opinion. We're scared of Charlie down the street saying, oh, he's this, that, and the other. I don't give a fuck, Charlie. So are you. I'm scared of Pastor Bob saying this, that, and the other. I don't give a shit, Pastor Bob. You fantasize in your mind too. Because then and only then can I actually be real with people. I can be real with myself. Like a lot of us hide so much we can't even be real with ourselves. We see the illusions of our mind as truth instead of the truth that we're actually living through. And the best way to see this is like just look at the results of your life. The results of your life will tell you how you're living your life. If the results of your life are bullshit, the facts of your life are bullshit, then you're probably showing up in a bullshit way to your life, whether it's your relationship, whether it's your business, whether it's your health, whether it's your spiritual experience, whatever it may be. If you're showing up in a bullshit way, you're going to get bullshit out. Like the fruit of who you are it shows every day. Right? You don't get fucking rotted fruit off a tree that's growing beautifully. You just don't. You get beautiful fruit. So you got to start looking at yourself in truth. Another thing I think too, a lot of men, to kind of piggyback off that, is like a lot of men have this perception of mentorship or coaches or therapy or whatever as it's for the broken people. It's for the broken people. And that makes me cackle because I had a mentor back in the day. We used to teach together. I used to teach for 12 years, 10, 12 years ago. I taught probably 12 years. But I had a mentor. He was a psychologist, but he taught in high school. And he always used to tell me, he's like, everybody needs their furniture rearranged from time to time. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? He goes, you need your furniture rearranged. I was like, where, in the house? He goes, no, in your fucking head. Like you need to move around the living room. You need to move around the bedroom. You need to reorganize shit. You need to place things in different perspectives so you can see it differently. And I was like, that makes so much fucking sense. And he's like, it's not just for broken people, it's for everybody. Everybody needs it. Everybody needs a readjustment. Everybody needs to look at their thoughts. Everybody needs to look at their actions. Everybody needs to look at the facts of their life and make adjustments. Because if not, you just repeat the same bullshit that you hate. And so it's not for the broken. Like mentorship is not for broken people. It's actually for people that are wanting better. They're wanting greatness. Broken people tend not to look for better. They kind of are comfortable being broken. They commiserate with other broken people. They bitch about their brokenness because it keeps them stuck talking about their brokenness. It gives them something to hold on to make themselves feel special. Well, because of 20 years ago when I went through this thing, now my life's a shit show and therefore I can't ever do anything I want to do. Fuck you. That's some bullshit. Oh, I'm big bone, therefore I can't lose weight. Shut the fuck up. But you eating Twinkies and ding dongs every goddamn day? Shut the fuck up. Right? The broken people like to be broken. Like healed people, they go to get healed. Healthy people, they want to be healthy. They do everything and anything to become healthy. Successful people do anything and everything to become successful. High performing people do anything and everything to keep their performance at a high level. Broken people choose brokenness. It's just what it is. We don't call people broken because they're healed. We call it because that's what they choose for themselves. And so when you're a high achieving man, you can't look at as help as being broken. You got to look at help as I don't know how to fucking do this and I need to learn. I need to learn a new skill set. Like relationships, for example. Some men are really fucking good at business and they fucking suck at relationships because they've never actually learned any skills about how to be in a good relationship. It's a skill set, communicating, emotional stability, emotional intelligence, holding space emotionally, presence, masculine leadership, masculine energy, groundedness. All of these things, like like being able to handle your triggers, being able to communicate triggers, being able to move through things, like these are all skill sets you learn and practice. And so high performing men like practice. They like to learn. They like to grow. They don't say I'm broken, therefore I'm not going to grow anymore. No, they're like, fuck, like I don't know how to do this. Like my business, hey, I don't know how to run these level of ads to get this kind of feedback. So I need to hire somebody to teach me how to do it so then for I can do it. Same way with mentorship and coaching. I don't know how to be great in my relationship. My relationship is falling apart. My business is striving, My health is okay, but my relationship fucking sucks. I don't know how to do this. Can you help me do this? Yeah, let me teach you the skill sets. Let me teach you the ways. And then you learn and grow. And then you can do it on repeat over and over again because you become successful just like you were in your business or with your health, right? Then it's important to understand like it's not about brokenness. It's about how committed are you to better for self? How committed are you? I think another thing too, a lot of high performing people have is they have a high expectation of self. Like we judge ourselves at a level that you can't even imagine. We judge ourselves completely, utterly, and we hold ourselves to this false expectation that nobody could ever meet. And when we fall short of that expectation, we blame and judge ourselves. We make ourselves feel bad. We talk down to ourselves, so on and so forth, to a place that we don't ever find a way out because we think that because we're good in one area of our life, we should be good at all areas of our life. But that's just not the way it fucking goes. Period. There are not many people in the world that are just great at everything. They have to learn how to get better at things. I might be great at A, but I need to learn how to be better at B, C, D, and E. Period. And so that's a skill set to learn. Um, I'm trying to think of some other things. I think another one too, and I'll end on this one. I think it's important for men is like men are afraid to lose their edge. Like high performing men are afraid to lose their edge. They're afraid that if they go get help, if they make some transformation in themselves, it's going to cause them to lose their edge in the thing that they're really good at. And they're like, oh well, this fucking thing is going really well in my life. If I go get help for these things, it might make my other part of my life fall apart that I'm good at, that I'm successful at, that I feel great about, that I'm confident in. It's not the way it goes. I'm here to tell you it's like how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you're really good at business, you probably can be really good at relationships. You probably can be really good at health. You probably can be really good at your own personal development, your own spiritual experience as a parent. You can be really good as a friend. The the problem is you haven't built the skill sets that transfer across all the areas. That's what I do. That's what a coach does. That's what a mentor does. That's what a leader does. Like they see where they're great. I'm great here. All right, let me see what those skill sets are. Okay, cool. We could take those skill sets and mirror them and match them to different areas of your life and make the other parts of your life great. You won't lose your edge. Your edge will go higher. And the masculine loves the edge. We love it. We like to lean just beyond the edge, just like that. Oh, that's fucking scary, but that fucking feels good. That makes me fucking feel alive right there. It's because we trust ourselves that we got our back. We trust ourselves that we can put ourselves through anything and come out the other end. You're not going to lose your edge by working on yourself. If anything, you're probably going to make the part of you that's great fucking untouchable. And the parts of you that are quote unquote not so great, you're probably going to make those great because you're going to learn how to take what you're great at and make it how to be great at everything in your world. Whether it's in your relationship with your wife, with your kids, with your friends, with your family, with your own self, your health, your mental health, your spiritual health, your physical health. You're going to learn all of these skill sets by doubling down on the things you don't know. Taking your strengths and learning how to mirror them across all your life. And then adding some new traits that, hey, I didn't know how to do this. Now I do. I didn't know how to do that. Now I do. Hey, I never heard of this. Let me learn this. Boom. I never heard of that. Let me learn that. Boom. And then all of a sudden, I'm this fucking full spectrum man that can do things, live at a high level across the board for myself and for my family. And I can perform in the boardroom and perform in the bedroom like nobody's fucking business. If that's the man you want to be, that's the man I work with. That's the man I am. Like when I've been successful at every fucking thing I've done in my life. When it came to purpose or providing. When it came to relationships, I fucking sucked. When it come to mental health, I fucking sucked. When it come to spiritual health, I was terrible. When it came to my physical health, sometimes I was fucking terrible. And then I realized like what makes me great at my purpose? I'm dedicated. I'm committed. I have a fucking childlike eagerness to learn and grow and be better at that thing. I'm willing to put myself out there and take risk and fail and get up and try again and fail and get up and try again. I'm willing to communicate. I'm willing to build relationships with people. I'm willing to learn and grow and hear people for where they are. Fuck, those all sound like skill sets that I can use in relationships, in my health, in my spiritual life, in everything. But when I started to say, oh, I can learn all these things from who I am, what I'm great at, and then push it across all the places that I want to be great. And then I became a full spectrum man. Men, if you're out there and you know that you've been running from yourself, you've been running from mentorship because of all of these things I've just listed above, it's time to fucking go all in on you. It's time to commit to you. Find a mentor. Find somebody that's been where you haven't been. Find somebody who has that what you don't have when it comes to a relationship, when it comes to business, when it comes to physical health. Find somebody and learn, right? Knowledge is valuable. And if you don't have it, you can learn it. And when you can learn it, you can apply it. When you can apply it, you can be it. But you have to be willing to get out of your fucking ego. You have to be willing to get out of your fucking head. You have to get willing to get out of your own insecurities and say, hey, I need fucking help. It's okay. I don't know how to do every fucking thing. I'm not great at all of this. I need to learn how to be better. Humble yourself and you will grow. Stay in your ego and you will stay the same. Your life will fall apart. One area of your life might be good. You might have a fucking six pack, but can't find a wife. You might have a six pack, but can't grow a business. You might have a great business, but your wife, you've had three marriages that failed so far. So who are you? What do you want to be? Do you want to be the person that is good across the board, or you want to be one person that's good in one area and the rest of my life fucking I'm running from every day, and that's why I work myself to death. I've done that life too. I was great at teaching and instructing. I taught all across this country. I taught in conferences. I led different things. I built all of these things for national organizations. And then I would go home at night scared to fucking death because I didn't know how to do that. So I had to learn how to be the man in every area of my life. It's okay that you don't know yet, but it's not okay now that you heard, now that you listened. It's not okay for you to say, I don't want to invest in myself to do better. I don't want to find a mentor because I'm scared. What the fuck are you scared of? You scared of staying the same, or are you scared of change? The world's going to change around you. You might as well change with it. My brothers, I hope you have a great, amazing day. And if you want to learn more from me, find me on Instagram, find me on TikTok, find me on Facebook. I'm the.conscious.man. I'm Jim Vance on Facebook. I'm the.conscious.man on YouTube. You can message me anytime. You can check the links in the bio. Let's fucking get started on making you the full spectrum man that you know yourself to be. Guys, I hope you all have an amazing day, and I will talk to you soon.